crowd that we would like to introduce to you at this time. First, stand up when you hear your name called. Houston Texans President Greg Grissom. Lone Star Sports and Entertainment General Manager David Fletcher. The CEO of DePelchin Children's Center, Jennifer Jarrell. And ESPN TV analyst and 1989 Heisman Trophy winner, Andre Ware. Texas Bowl's fundraising efforts for the DePelchin Children's Center. Kroger's committed to joining our cause events. At this time, I'd like to invite David Fletcher, Greg Grissom, DePelchin CEO Jennifer Jarrell. Class of 2022, Santana Dotson as well. Roberto Garza. Dennis Gentry. Rodney Hampton. Keith Kilgore. The General, John McClain. Bob Moses. Dick Olin. Ray Seals. Don Truhl, Elmo Wright, and Warren Moon. A round of applause for these legends. Thrilled. We are so proud of the fact that this community has provided more than $2.1 million to date in total financial support to DePelchin Children's Center through the Bowl since its inception. And you can help that contribution grow even bigger today and look good doing it. Right here at today's event, our partners at Kendra Scott.
Something up his sleeve. Good stuff. Welcome, Coach. Welcome to Houston. TaxAct Texas Bowl is in good hands this year. I've got a little history with Lane. I'll let him tell the story that we go back a few years.
We do. I tried to bring him to the other side of coaching here, and I actually tried to hire him once to be a quarterback coach, and he's like, I really enjoy being around my family and having an actual, like, off-the-field life. So I couldn't convince him to coach, but I tried.
I got into coaching in AAU basketball. That was enough to know that the football stuff would be on the back burner for a while. Coaches, talk to us a little bit about being here and what it takes to get to this point, but what it also means to your program to get to a bowl game at the end of a season.
You know, for us, we're honored to be here. We're excited to be here. We look at it a lot of different ways. I think it's a great reward for our seniors, you know, the guys that are playing their last game and for this university. And then, you know, it's huge for our younger guys. We spent a lot of time with bowl practice, getting our younger guys a lot more reps and get them ready for next year. So, you know, it was one of our goals this year. One thing that we're trying to get Texas Tech and the players and everybody to understand, it's an expectation. You know, we expect to play in a bowl game every senior year, and we're excited about playing in this one.
That's awesome. Coach, same for you.
Yeah, just excited to be here. It's been unbelievable, the hospitality and how welcoming everybody's been, and for our players, you know, in this generation where everybody's, you know, opting out or, you know, going in the portal, for our players to be here and playing in the game shows a lot, and really excited to be here against a great opponent that plays extremely hard and has done a phenomenal job in all three phases of the game.
Good stuff. Talk about what would you say would be the turning point in the season where you really saw your team mature and kind of bow up and become this year's version of Ole Miss Rebels?
Well, I think we started really well. You know, we played at Georgia Tech and played a complete game there, and so to see that was really exciting, and to show, you know, we were really a new team, not necessarily young, but so many portal guys coming in, and for the guys to mix together could show that, you know, we had a chance to do some things.
Good stuff. Same for you, Coach. What was the turning point in your season?
Yeah, probably that Texas game, you know, coming from
Big
behind.
Win.
Yeah, huge win, and, you know, we're trying to get past some of that, looking at logos and, you know, understanding who we are, and so that was a big part of it. You know, one thing Coach said that I think is really great about this game, I do think because you've got two relatively young teams, some new pieces in these teams. I think this is going to be one of the best bowl games that there's going to have, because you don't have a lot of guys opting out on either side, and going to play really hard. Both teams play so hard, so it's going to be a lot of fun.
What were you most proud of with your group this year, the 2022 Red Raiders?
One thing I told whenever I got the job, I told the fans, one thing about us, we're not going to quit. We have this what's next mentality, and so no matter what's going on in the game, whatever the score is, we're going to keep fighting, and we proved that. That was one thing that's kind of been we've played a lot of tough games, a lot of close games, 3 overtime games, and came out on top on all 3 of those. So that's been huge. They're just going to keep playing and try to play the next play.
Coach, same with you. What were you most proud of your group this year?
Well, I think, just coming together with so many new players, and playing some really close games, and, just continuing to improve. And like I said, for everybody to be playing in this game shows a lot about how much they care for their teammates.
You guys have been in Houston for a couple of days now. What's it been like kind of being here, and what's the bowl experience, the Texas Bowl experience, been for your group?
Well, it's been great, and we're coming off of last year of being at the Sugar Bowl, and like I just told the media, it's been just like that. The welcome and how people have been, wonderful events, like the rodeo, even though we don't have a lot of Texas players, so we got beat a little bit in the rodeo last night. We didn't have a really good plan.
Coach, the experience for you with being here this week?
Yeah, it's been incredible. Houston's big for us. We have a lot of strong donors that live here, and we signed the most Houston kids that we've probably signed in a long time, this last class. And so, we had over 200 coaches at practice yesterday, and a bunch of different recruits. And so it was really big to be a part of it. And it's funny. We talked a little bit about the Rodeo Bowl. We kind of had a edge. There's a couple, one of Coy Aiken, his dad's a rodeo coach. I told him I was pulling his scholarship if we didn't win. So that's a little pressure on him. And then one of my ops guys, his dad's like Houston Rodeo royalty. So I said, you're going to be looking for a new job too. So you better put a good team together.
One thing I know about these two guys, their teams are going to compete, and they're going to compete.
No doubt.
Last question here. What can the fans expect in your matchup against one another tomorrow night?
I think a really exciting game. Both teams, operate in tempo. I think that's a big part of, who can handle, the tempo. But I think a lot of that, I think you got big playmakers on both sides. And then, defensively, they fly around. They do a great job. And, that's, what we try to do. And so I think you're going to see a great game. It's going to be a lot of fun.
Coach, what can we expect?
I think similar things. Exciting game with a lot of great players, coming from great conferences. And so I just think it'll be one that everybody will want to watch.
Good stuff. I have had the privilege of, like I said, being a part of this game for many, many years. We had one heck of a run this year. We were on the Friday night package, myself, Roy Philpott, and Paul Carcaterra, and we had great games every Friday night if you got a chance to see any of those. I expect tomorrow night's game to be the icing on the cake, just to kind of top off a good year for our broadcast crew with Texas Tech facing Ole Miss. How about a round of applause for both head coaches?
Well, you can tell everybody. Yeah, you can tell everybody.
All right, now it's time for Ole Miss. Will you welcome